welcome back to Fatima Friday, and welcome to the next installment. Basically, this one's going to be a Beyonce. Okay, I'm just gonna talk a couple of minutes about Lemonade and my thoughts on it because I want to hear what your thoughts are. So first, I was completely floored by the whole album. I was just like, whoa, like, if she wanted to surprise people, I think she did a great job of doing that because I was super surprised. I will say that I wasn't like super excited and like waiting for it or whatever. I ended up going to a viewing party with my friend because she knew someone that was hosting it, and I was like, sure, I'll go. It could be really cool. So we went to that. It was just so interesting to see how many people came out to see this and how much power she has. So first thing I want to say in terms of like the actual video and the content is the fact that I really appreciate how this is in my opinion, an ode to Black women and some of the struggles and experiences that are unique to that demographic. I don't think we've seen anyone on a large level or anyone as, I guess, powerful in the music industry as Beyonce is do something like this. She basically dedicated an album to Black feminism, or at least in my opinion, that's what she did. And I really appreciate that as a Black female in the United States. So A+ for that, so appreciative. More than that, I think the fact that she used so many interesting quotes in there and poetry by the poet, I can't remember her name, but her poetry, which talks a lot about the female struggle, like the Black female struggle in society today, and utilizing that, I think took the work to a whole other level, because I feel like it kind of tells you why she created this, right? She's using, I feel like Beyonce is the type of person that chooses to use things for specific purposes. She doesn't do anything without a reason. Nothing is, careless. So the fact that she chose to use those things is completely deliberate and super powerful, in my opinion. Furthermore, including the mothers of, I believe, Trayvon Martin and Mike Brown was also really powerful in adding to this narrative of Black femininity and that struggle as like a Black figure in this society. I don't know, I just thought it was so well produced. And above that, I thought it was really honest, which I think is a development for Beyonce. We're seeing as she gets older and older and her craft grows and grows, she's just becoming more and more honest, or at least in my opinion, that's how I see it. Which I really appreciate. All the stuff about cheating and all those allegations that people are like assuming, I'm like not even sure, because at first I was like, ooh, is she really attacking Beyonce? And then I was like, someone was like, oh, she could be talking about her dad. And then I remember that she's done music that has that sort of I guess tone to it before. Like Ring the Alarm is about something similar, so it's not anything new. I mean, I guess it could be about that specific situation that everyone believes it's about, but maybe it isn't. Maybe it's just something that she wanted to include in there. Maybe there's some truth to it. Maybe a lot of it is just, hey, talking about the fact that other women go through this too, like those types of feelings like anger, doubting yourself, and all those things are a lot of things that a lot of women go through, and a lot of Black women go through, which makes sense in the whole scheme of her visual album. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was it. I really wish we could sit down with her and ask her questions, but that would be almost out of character for her because she's so personal. That's who she is. So I'd be surprised if she ever sat down and talked about this, but it would be really interesting if she did. And more than that, I don't know. See, I got into an interesting conversation with one of my friends about the whole album, and it was it became long, you guys. It was rough. It was several hours. I was typing essays on my freaking text messaging app, so it was serious. But we were talking about her authenticity. So my friend doesn't believe that Beyonce is authentic in creating this album and talking about Black femininity and stuff, because this is like the first time she's doing it, or the second time she's doing it. In her opinion, Beyonce needs to be doing this more for her to believe that this is exactly what Beyonce thinks. And I'm like, for me, that's really a limiting definition of what it means to actually care about a cause. Because just because you don't go out and like plaster it everywhere, and you choose to plaster it at some point, talk about it at some point, doesn't mean you haven't cared about it before that, you know what I mean? So is it only the people who talk about it vocally and are very, very like open about it and fighting for it like visually and in front of everyone that actually care about the cause? Or is it possible that she has cared about this forever and is just choosing to bring this out into a piece of work now? My friend seems to think it's convenient. She doesn't believe that she's authentic. But I really disagree. And I learned my argument style is really interesting because I like to challenge the definition of things, right? So like, how do you define authenticity, right? So if you're gonna say Beyonce isn't authentic, my question to her was like, what is your definition of authenticity? And what is your definition of an activist? What is your definition of this and this and this? And I feel like that almost annoyed her to a point, because I mean, I feel like it would suck to argue with someone that thinks like that, you know? But anyway, let me know what you think about like authenticity and what defines an activist, and do you really have to be like really outwardly about all of your beliefs for them to be like legitimate or authentic? Because I'm not like that. I'm quite a personal person in terms of like my beliefs and my leanings. Like you will rarely see me post anything that says, oh, this is how I feel, like on Facebook or anything like that, or Instagram or anything like that. And that's not to say that I won't do it in the future, but there are definitely a lot of things that I care about. And if you know me like personally, you definitely know some of the things I've cared about, or if you've seen past videos, you know that I'm like really, really passionate about just like giving back to the community, right? But does that mean I am less legitimate in caring about those issues that I care about because I'm not like overtly putting those out there for people to see? I don't know. I do think Beyonce is being authentic, and I do think that her using other people's words to help her work is beneficial to both the people who wrote those things and to us as society, and to Beyonce, which my friend disagreed with. She thought that using other people's words doesn't mean anything. Like, there is no power in using other people's words. She felt like Beyonce needed to make her own statements, and she also went as far as saying that using their stuff also like lessened their voices, which I completely disagreed with. So definitely want to hear all your thoughts about that. Let me know down in the down bar what you think. But yeah, moving on to the end of the video. You guys know I always end with a quote and a song of the week. So this week there are 2 songs of the week, and it just happened to be that these songs played back to back on my iPod, and I chose to repeat like the back to back. So one is Time Flies, I'm a Star. Love it. And then the second one is Sam Hunt's Single for the Summer, which I basically think is gonna be my anthem for this summer. Like, yes. It is honestly kind of like an F-boy anthem now that I think about it after listening to it. I don't necessarily believe in everything he's saying, but I like the Single for the Summer part, and it's a pretty melody, you know. Love it. So the quote for this week is, I am for truth no matter who tells it. I am for justice no matter who it's for or against. Again, it's I am for truth no matter who tells it. I am for justice no matter who it's for or against, and it's by Malcolm X. And I think it's fitting, especially talking about authenticity and like voices, and the idea that, to me, I am for truth no matter who tells it. I think there is a power in speaking about feminism no matter who's telling it, especially if Beyonce is telling it or who else is telling it, and that doesn't doesn't take away from their authenticity or the authenticity of the movement as a whole, or the authenticity of Black femininity, you know. And it's a truth. So I'm for truth no matter who tells it. Let me know what you think about the quote in the down bar section, you know, in the comments, join the conversation. Overall, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Be sure to let me know if there's anything specific you want me to talk about or hear my thoughts on, because you know, that's what this is for. It's a back and forth, and we want to, you know, make a community here of Fatima Fridayers or Teamsters. I don't know, maybe we should come up with a name for ourselves. Let me know if you have any ideas in the down bar. Or not down bar, I mean in the comment section. I keep saying down bar. Don't listen to me. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week. Looking forward to it. Because I'm in the market for lots of protective styles to try and take care of this hair. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? No, but seriously though.